Hey everyone, this is another episode of Just My Take. This is Dexter K, aka DexPC5, bringing you a brand new show on YouTube. I've been doing some podcasts lately, but I'm putting my shows on YouTube. A lot of my friends have recommended that I do the webcam thing, put some stuff on YouTube, give my takes to the people. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm excited to do. I'm a little bit nervous because this is my first time actually doing a YouTube video, but hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta give it a time. So anyway, we're gonna get right down to it. There's a lot going on in the past 2 days. This has been a action-packed week in terms of the news that's been going on lately in sports and entertainment. A lot is going on in the sports world. A lot. But I want to talk about some of the stuff that's going down in entertainment right now. So yesterday, there was the passing of Joe Jackson, who is the famous father of Michael Jackson, the Jackson 5, Janet Jackson. And I was sitting there and reading all the Twitter posts and seeing what is the legacy of Joe Jackson. As people don't know, Michael Jackson and the Jackson 5, they started out as kid stars. And Joe Jackson was a tough dad. He was a tough dad. He was abusive towards his kids, towards his wife, but some give him credit for actually pushing the Jackson 5 to the limit to be the famous stars that they are today, which propelled Michael Jackson to be the pop star icon that we know and will live on forever. So what is the legacy of Joe Jackson? And is what he's doing any different than what you see other parents done in the past? I mean, I know back in the day he did a lot of tough love, a lot of abuse. Those were the times back in the day. Those were the times. But he was willing to get his kids to the next level. But I think Michael and Joe Jackson, they had a severed relationship towards the end. I remember it was kind of weird when Michael Jackson passed away and they're showcasing the funeral on TV, and Joe Jackson was with his boy and they were talking about starting a new record label and all that. And I'm like, why the fuck are you talking about that? Your son's funeral. So I don't know if Michael Jackson and Joe Jackson ever were the same, maybe as adults, but it's a very controversial. He's a controversial figure because I know there's people on Twitter praising him, and others who are saying, "Nah, he's an abusive piece of shit who uses his kids." It's interesting. I mean, in America, there's a lot of, all over the world, there's parents who push their kids for entertainment because entertainment is big bucks, and we hear all these stories about, dance moms, pageant moms, sports dads, sports moms who push their kids to the limit. Sometimes it's almost as a exception for the parents as opposed to the kid. But maybe that's what it is. That's what it takes to get to that next level. I know a lot of people right now are talking about LeVar Ball. LeVar Ball is, Lonzo Ball is doing his thing in the NBA. LiAngelo didn't get through. LaMelo, we'll see what happens. But LeVar Ball, he first came onto the scene when Lonzo Ball was going to be drafted to the NBA. And we all heard his name on TV. He was boisterous. He was loud. But he's still a great dad to his kids. And to be honest, I didn't really understand the hate behind him. I know he said some outlandish stuff and he had a lot of antics, but the media kept covering him. So what was he supposed to do? At the end of the day, he has brought more fame and fortune to this family name than before they were famous. And there's a lot of parents, that are doing the same thing, putting their kids in AAU tournaments, traveling all over the country to go on these competitions like So You Think We Can Dance and World of Dance when they're under the age of 18 and all that stuff. So they're doing the exact same thing that LeVar's doing that Joe Jackson did before. I think Joe Jackson probably has some controversial methods, but it is what it is. So I think that's a question to ponder about is what's the legacy of Joe Jackson? Is his parenting style something that people should adopt? Is it something? Is there a fine line that shouldn't be crossed? I don't know. Something I was thinking about yesterday. Another thing I want to talk about, and this one was crazy to me, was Lee Daniels. He got confronted by Dame Dash at the club the other day, and Dame Dash was not playing games. He was like, "I want my fucking money. You owe me $2 million. I want my money." And the way Lee Daniels was standing, he owed Dame Dash some money. He knew it. He was trying to avoid it. And what I don't get is why Lee Daniels is taking so long to pay Dame Dash back. It's $2 million. Lee Daniels' network, the last I checked, is at least $20 million. He's made. I mean, for Lee, people who don't know about Lee Daniels, he's the producer of Precious, a famous movie that came out. He's also the producer of Empire, which is on a hit show on Fox. You know, I love Empire. I do think it should be coming to its end, in my opinion. But Empire's still a fire show. Star comes right on after it. So Lee Daniels is involved in a lot of projects, and he's making money. So I can understand Dame Dash being pissed off and be like, hey, man, why can't you pay me my money? And for Lee Daniels, I think it's unacceptable because a lot of people, for people who don't know about Dame Dash was Jay-Z's business partner when Jay-Z was first coming out, when Jay-Z was out there with Big Pimpin' and all that stuff. Before I think Jay-Z took his game to the next level and wanted to deal more with corporate America, because he saw his brand as big, getting bigger than what he already was, getting bigger than the streets. And now Jay-Z is a mogul. So, I mean, obviously the decision panned out. But a lot of people remember, you know, The Rock, Dame Dash. He was big back then. So Dame Dash had a lot of money from Jay-Z and other people. And he lent Lee Daniels, who was an up-and-comer producer at the time, he lent him $2 million to work on this Richard Pryor biopic, which would have been pretty cool to see because Richard Pryor is one of the most famous comedians of all time. So Damon Dash was, you know, trying to put Lee Daniels on. Lee Daniels didn't do the biopic, but he still had that $2 million, never paid Dame Dash back. And if I'm Dame Dash, I'm pissed off because I'm seeing Lee Daniels, his star is rising. He's involved in all types of projects. I'm seeing Empire. I'm seeing Star. I sued multiple times to get this money back. Like, what the fuck, Lee Daniels? Why can't you pay Dame Dash's money? It's $2 million. That's nothing to you at this stage. You need to pay the guy back. I thought Dame Dash was at his last resort. He had to confront Lee Daniels for it. It's absurd. It's absolutely absurd. I found that very interesting on Twitter. I hope Lee Daniels just pays Dame Dash the money back. What he should have done, gave Dame Dash the $2 million, give him a couple more million for saying, hey, thanks for believing in me. Thanks for giving me the confidence, the money to start some other projects, even though I didn't do the biopic. I'm paying you back forward with interest. Boom. Call it a day. Give Dame Dash like actually at this point, 5, 6, 7 mil, whatever, to make a whole again. Because you can't be doing that to people who are helping you when you first start out. You got to help them back. A lot of stuff happening in entertainment right now. You know, there's Nick Jonas going out with Priyanka Chopra, who is a star of Quantico. But there's a relationship that's very interesting. My friend was telling me about this yesterday, about Ariana Grande and Pete Davidson. And I was looking into this relationship. This is going way too fucking fast. They started, you know, kind of talking May 10th, and by like June 12th, they're like engaged. They have matching tattoos. You know, they're all lovey-dovey. Shit's going way too fast. I'm interested to see how that marriage pans out. I mean, not marriage, but engagement pans out. You know, Ariana Grande was with Mac Miller. Mac Miller for the past 2 years. Broke up with her. You know, she has a new album out right now. It's actually a hit song that I like, No Tears Left to Cry. She's a good singer. She really is. She's with Pete Davidson. I know Pete Davidson is a funny guy. I actually used to watch him on Nick Cannon's Wild Out. That's how I first heard of him. And then when he got on SNL, I was like, holy shit, Pete Davidson's on SNL. That's a pretty big deal, and he has a pretty stable role there. But I think in this case, I feel like Pete Davidson is Ariana's rebound in a sense. In the sense that you know, she just broke up with Mac Miller and is already rushing into an engagement with Pete Davidson. Ariana, what are you trying to prove? Are you trying to prove that you were the better person in that relationship with Mac Miller, who was going through his own issues? And there's some rumors, Pete Davidson, he has some issues as well. Is Ariana trying to prove that, you know, she can be in a committed relationship? I think it's moving way too fast. I think, you know, they're both young. They need to slow down. I mean, for Pete Davidson, it only boosts his stock. If we're talking Hollywood, it's only boosting his stock because he's on SNL. you're dating Ariana, who's one of the biggest pop stars in the world. So a lot of people are checking into this and being like, yo, who's Pete Davidson and all that stuff. Now his name is rising up. But I think they're too young, too fast. I mean, come on. From really talking to each other to like 5 weeks later, you're now engaged. Get the fuck out of here. Way too fast. You gotta slow down. And anyway, the last segment of my entertainment segment here is I want to give a deuces to Permit Patty. For those of you who don't know, Permit Patty is some jackass lady in San Francisco who called the cops on an 8-year-old African American girl who was selling water near the park. It was a hot day. You know, I don't think it was anything different than kids selling lemonade or, you know, selling candies outside of a store or whatever. This lady, for some reason, had a gripe about it and proceeded to call the cops. Luckily, the lady that was with the 8-year-old kid got on Twitter, put the video on her and said, hey, you're wrong for doing that. Why are you calling the cops on an 8-year-old kid? I mean, and I don't, and that's the stuff I don't get. I mean, how many times do you go to the store, go to a mall plaza, you see some kids selling cookies, selling Girl Scout cookies, candy for fundraising outside of the store property? Yeah, granted, it's not their property, but you know, no one cares. No one should care. They're kids. It's an 8-year-old kid. The fuck is wrong with this lady? So this lady, she calls the cops and all that stuff, and she got huge social media backlash, as she should have. She should have gotten huge social media backlash because it's a fucked up move. Okay? And apparently, with Twitter plays no games. Okay? They will find you. They will hunt you down. They will know your name, your address, what you eat, where you live, all types of stuff. And they hunted this lady down. And apparently, this lady was the CEO of a cannabis company. So that, to me, that makes it even more crazy. You are the CEO of a company. Do you not have anything else to do while you're walking by this 8-year-old kid? Do you not have to worry about a quarterly report that's coming up, your accounting, your finances, your operations, you know, your payroll? Instead, you want to call the cops on an 8-year-old kid selling water? The fuck is wrong with you? Go find something to do. And so to me, you know what? I don't feel bad for this lady at all. Check it out on Twitter. The meme is Peppermint Patty. I mean, not Peppermint Patty. Fuck that. Permit Patty. And she's wild. Crazy. Lady's crazy. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. You're walking by an 8-year-old kid and they're just selling water bottles. What galvanizes you to be like, oh man, I gotta call the cops at that moment? Bitch, go for a jog. Eat a Milky Way. Take a nap. Do something else besides trying to call the cops on someone. I'm glad that they shut her down. I'm glad that she resigned. I mean, she was trying to go on the news the next day and she was crying all these fake tears, saying like people attacked her and sent threats and all that stuff. Yeah, because you were an asshole and you did this to yourself. And that's why you're in the situation you are right now. We got way too many problems in this world to be worrying about kids selling water bottles or candy or whatever on the streets of America. We don't got time for that. Anyway, that's it for entertainment. I really want to get into this World Cup. You know, I did an episode a few weeks ago about the World Cup. This tournament and saying that viewership might be going down because of it. There wasn't enough hype. I mean, it's on Fox. I don't really like Fox's coverage of the World Cup, to be honest with you. I miss ESPN. I miss Bob Levy because when he did those like outside the line reports, he always gave a little good insight into it. You will learn something. You probably learn something about the host nation, Russia, a little bit more about the teams that play. And then, you know, Team USA is not in it, so a lot of people in America, they're not watching the World Cup. But hey, you know what? That's Team USA's doing right there. That's Team USA's fault. You didn't qualify from CONCACAF, which many in the world consider an easy region. And, you know, trying to, you know, slight Panama. Hey, at the end of the day, Panama got the job done. Panama needed to do what they did to get into the tournament. Team USA did not. But the World Cup actually has been pretty interesting so far. I mean, right now, as of little afternoon, half-hour afternoon, June 28th, the group stages are pretty much over. I know that the England-Belgium group still has to play, but England and Belgium have already advanced. They already moved on. They just got to play the winner. The winner has to play and see who wins the group. Okay, and that one's actually very interesting because if I'm England or Belgium, do I really want to win this group? Because check it out. You're looking at this draw right now, okay? Uruguay, the top half, Uruguay and Portugal, France and Argentina, Brazil and Mexico. If you win, you're now playing, I believe, it's Colombia. The match is finalized, so I believe it's Colombia, and you're gonna play them. All right, you're gonna play Colombia. If you lose, you're in the bottom half. You got Spain and Russia. Spain's a very good team. They're a very loaded team. Croatia and Denmark, Sweden and Switzerland, two good teams, but not top tier. And then you're playing Japan. If I'm the loser, I'd much rather deal with that draw. That gives me a better chance to get to the final, honestly, at least to the semifinals. So I don't know what's going to happen with that game. That's going to be an interesting game. There are two top teams, England and Belgium. Some will say for Belgium it's the golden generation. For people who don't know about the golden generation in soccer, it's pretty much like a super team. Okay, all these players have come up, they develop, and at that very moment, there's like a whole bunch of stars on that team. That's the best way I can describe it. So Belgium has a golden generation. They're my dark horse pick to go on to the World Cup and win it. We'll see what happens with that. But the craziest thing right now is the Germans lost yesterday. I'm still trying to understand how the Germans lost yesterday. They are the defending champs, and they lost to Mexico in game 1. They barely beat Sweden in game 2. Actually, they probably would have been eliminated if it wasn't for Toni Kroos' goal in the 90th minute around that time. And then South Korea gave them the business. The first goal was a video assistant replay goal that went in, and then the second goal, Germany pulled up the goalie. South Korea kicked it far deep. South Korea got it pumping. Gets there, kicks the goal, bam, game over. 2-0, Germany's out. Germany keeps taking L's from Russia. All right, look, they just keep taking L's in Russia. Hey, World War II. Now they just don't have luck in Russia at all. This German squad was talented, was loaded. A lot of people picked them as the favorites to do a back-to-back repeat. I know they left off a guy named Leroy Saint from Manchester City who was doing scoring a lot of goals. I think that was a controversial pick. I think a lot of people are going to look back on it and be like, why did they leave this guy out? But Germany, they'll be back. It's Germany. I mean, they find ways to reload. I mean, I remember I read this book, Das Reboot, when I think they crashed out. And I think it was either the 06 World Cup or I think it was the 2012 Euros. They had some bad loss, and they showed how they rebooted the whole system and to help Germany win the World Cup in 2014. They'll be back, but there's a lot of questions that have to be answered. I think the coach is gone, Joachim Low, and I mean that guy was going to be gone anyway because I mean he was on longer than he probably planned to, and it's a natural shot for Germany. And I found something interesting on Twitter that I didn't even know. Since 2006, the World Cup winner has crashed out in the following tournaments group stage. So in 06, Italy won. 2010, they lost. Group stage, eliminated. 2010, Spain won. 2014, out the group stage. 2014, Germany won. Now look what happened. They're out the group stage. So it's almost like it's a curse to win the World Cup because we're out the group stage. But fuck it, I'll take the cup. I mean, that's always going to be remembered. That's always going to be remembered. I definitely take the World Cup. So now you're looking at the favorites of the World Cup. And, you know, with Germany being out, I think this boasts a lot of morale to teams that are left there. Because the thing about teams like Germany and Italy, once you get later, deeper into the elimination stage, they're just tough teams to beat. They have the experience. They have the gumption to keep going forward and winning. So Germany being out is a big one. You know, Argentina, they barely got through, but they got some hope. You know, obviously the favorites, Brazil, Spain, France, just as loaded as Germany was. I think they're going to be even stronger favorites going forward. But the way this World Cup has been playing, this might be the World Cup of like a brand new winner. Out of nowhere. I'm talking maybe Mexico, Portugal, like the Simpsons predicted. And one day I gotta do an episode on the Simpsons because some of their shows, they have some weird theories, a lot of conspiracy theories out there saying the Simpsons are dropping a lot of knowledge, a lot of dimes, and then it comes out to be true, like President Trump happening. So who knows? Maybe there will be a final between Mexico and Portugal. You never know. Or at least one of them winning. And then my dark horse pick, Belgium. I think they can actually make some changes. I think they can actually make some moves to move forward. So I think it's going to be very interesting going forward. After today, we just need to know the England-Belgium winner to know the round of 16. It starts on Saturday. That's when the tournament's really going to get dicey. That's when it's winner takes all. So at that point, it's going to go to extra time. If it's tied, it'll go to penalty kicks. Teams, bring your best game. No excuses. This World Cup is actually turned to be very, very interesting. I still think that it's not as actually, you know what? Here's what I think. When it started with the group stage, I think people knew the World Cup was on. But if you were not really into soccer, you didn't really pay attention. But I think Germany being out was so big of a shock that people are like, oh, wow, Germany's up. That's something. Maybe this World Cup might be special. And now we're going to get to the elimination stages. I mean, Russia, the host nation, is still advancing. Who knows if it's host luck. But they're advancing. They're moving on. We'll see what happens. I don't know if they'll beat Spain, but we'll see. I don't know. But I'm thinking there might be a brand new World Cup winner. I think that's good for the game if there's a brand new winner. Anyway, I want to talk about one more last thing on this episode. I want to talk about LeBron motherfucking James. My guy. I love LeBron James. I know some people, they knock him because he's passive aggressive. They knock him on the decision and all that shit, especially Boston fans. You know what? I never really got that with Boston fans. I don't know why Boston fans are so salty about LeBron. And here's my theory. Back in the day, before the decision in 2010, Boston had a super team. Yeah, it was constructed by management. Paul Pierce was there. Ray Allen got traded there. And Kevin Garnett actually was very hesitant to go to Boston. Look it up. He was very hesitant to go to Boston in the first place because of the way that they treated Bill Russell back in the day. Kevin Garnett is a huge Bill Russell fan. Considers Bill Russell to be a mentor, like a lot of NBA players. And so Kevin Garnett was very hesitant to go to Boston, but I think Paul Pierce and a lot of the players convinced them that Boston was a great place to play. So Boston, they won a championship. They go to another one. And even though it went Game 7, they got screwed. But I think they got screwed by the refs. I mean, that Game 7, the Lakers were at the foul line like almost every 2 minutes. I think the refs helped the Lakers get that Game 7. The Lakers still would have won, but I would have liked to see less ref involvement, as many fans would. We hate when the refs control the game. But either way, Boston was ruling the East. They were the super team. Then LeBron decided, hey, I can't win in Cleveland. I mean, fuck, his second best player was Anderson Varejao. It wasn't working in Cleveland. So he decides to move on to Miami with Wade, Bosh. Now, was the decision messed up? Yes. I mean, come on, the guy was young. He was in his 20s. How many people in the 20s have done dumb shit? You know what I mean? Like, let's stop trying to be super judgmental. I mean, the guy's a human being. He's admitted that he messed up with the decision. Okay? And yeah, he was cocky in Miami, and he had every right to be, because he thought he had a legit dynasty on his hands. And, they went to the NBA championship. They won 2, lost 2. But I think that LeBron Miami team stopped Boston from being able to go to the finals more. And I think that's one of the true reasons why Boston fans hated LeBron then. And shit, they may hate LeBron now because LeBron has been stopping Boston from getting back to the finals. Okay? But he has a big decision on his hands right now. And as of today, I mean, it's really between Cleveland and the Lakers. LA. I know, actually, my little brother mentioned the Clippers as a possible choice. And when he was telling me, I was like, oh, When he first came out, I was like, come on, man. Clippers, no one's trying to deal with that nonsense. But if you really look into it, he explained the Clippers have some good depth. They got some good veterans. Okay? And if there's any team that hates the Warriors more, it's the Clippers. Let's be honest. All right, the Clippers, when they had their big three of Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan, the Warriors kind of came on the come up and started beating them. So every single time. So it was literally like the Clippers were they were used to being overshadowed by the Lakers. And then, boom, the Warriors come in, and they're taking the spotlight. They're taking the shine. So, if there's any team to go bang up with the Warriors, it would have been the Clippers with the vets and all that stuff. But, let's be honest. If you're a premier star in the NBA, you would want to go to the Lakers. I mean, it might have been cool for LeBron to go with the Clippers. And if he were to win a championship with the Clippers, that would have been something. That would have cemented his legacy. Because, let's be honest, the Clippers, before that big three, they're like the fucking Cleveland Browns of the NBA. Poorly ran, terrible, just terrible. So that would have been something for LeBron to do. But obviously, it looks like it's between Cleveland and LA. And if it's Cleveland, I think it comes down to this. Really, Kawhi Leonard. Right now, there's a lot of moves going on. Kawhi Leonard, if you don't know, he's a top 5 player, and he wants to go back to LA. Something fell off with San Antonio. I don't know what happened, but he wants to go back home to LA, and preferably the Lakers. I've been hearing today the Lakers they're ramping it up. They're trying to trade with the Spurs, and the Spurs are like, listen, I don't know if I want to trade Kawhi to them, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. And I like how the Lakers are going to go for it. Because let's be honest, in the NBA, it's all about rolling the fucking dice. You got to roll the dice. That's why I love GMs like Sam Presti from OKC, Dale Morey from Houston, because they roll the fucking dice. Okay? Forget about the future. Sometimes I think as NBA fans, we love the rookie classes that are coming in. And we're thinking about the future, yada, yada. But the NBA is always going to have the future. There's always going to be top stars coming in. And anything, basketball is even going to be even more popular in America than I think football. Is because you're seeing more kids play basketball because it's a safer sport. So you're going to have more athletes in basketball. That's why I think a lot of these people, if you got a chance to win now, you fucking win now. You do whatever it takes to win now and cement your position. When the Warriors lost to the Cavs after a 73-win season, they had the gall to go after Kevin Durant. They went after. They didn't have to. Of course, they didn't have to. But they went after Kevin Durant, and Kevin Durant was like, "Yeah, I'll sign with you guys." And boom, they got the super team that's now throwing the whole NBA out of whack. And now we got LeBron here. He's tried with Cleveland the past few years. It's not working, especially this year. It's not working. So, hey, I think he's waiting on this Kawhi to the Lakers move. He's waiting on this Kawhi to the Lakers move. And if this trade happens, it could be something. Because if Kawhi goes to the Lakers, LeBron goes to the Lakers. And then Paul George, he's also an LA guy. I know when he was in Indianapolis, he was talking about LA a lot. Now that he's in OKC, I don't know. But if they have a chance to get Paul George, you have to take it, Paul George. I know Russell Westbrook is a good guy, but yo, LeBron, Kawhi, that's going to give you the best chance to get a championship. And this Lakers super team of LeBron, Kawhi, and Paul George, oh my God. Oh my. Golden State, be careful. Because then you're really going to see what Golden State is made of. Now, Golden State is a dynasty. They have been winning. They won the last 3 out of 4 NBA championships. They could have won 4 out of 4. Draymond Green didn't get suspended for Game 5 a few years ago. But they also been kind of lucky in the playoffs, in my opinion. I think a lot of people's opinion. You know, they've been in a lot of series where the main star player has gone down. So obviously, you're facing an easier team. Okay? But now you're going against the Lakers. If you have Kawhi, LeBron, Paul George, you got guys who can stick Durant, who can chase Klay Thompson, who can go after Steph Curry. I mean, Kawhi is one of the best defensive players. Paul George is really great on defense. LeBron, he still doesn't stand on defense. That's going to be a scary team. And, of course, you're going to have veterans who are going to fill up that Lakers team just for the depth. Because one is LA, and two, you're playing with all three of those guys. This could possibly fucking happen. This could happen. When I first started, hearing these rumors, I was like, oh, this is like, Fox Sports and ESPN. They want to, keep pushing the Lakers, yada, yada. I didn't think it would happen because, obviously the Lakers are a premier brand. If the Lakers are doing very well, it's good for television because people are going to watch. It's the same reason why the fucking Cowboys get talked about all the goddamn time. Where they're good or bad, they get talked about because they are a premier brand, okay? And that would be like Aaron Rodgers going to the Dallas Cowboys, which should never happen. But if that was the case, the NFL will go crazy over that, all right? And that's just one player on a 52-man squad. With LeBron going over there, that's a 12-man squad, 12 to 15-man squad. It could happen. It could happen. But I do understand the Spurs saying, listen, we're trading away Kawhi Leonard, especially to the West, to the Lakers, who we have a rivalry with. Obviously, they'll have a rivalry now. Back in the day, it was Shaq and Kobe versus Tim Duncan and the Spurs. That was the Western rivalry. So, of course, the Spurs are not trying to make the Lakers get a super team. Obviously not, but hey, you know what? I think Kawhi is gone. Kawhi is like, either you trade me now or I leave next year. Spurs got to do what they got to do. Excuse my pauses during the video. Sometimes I got to take breaks and whatnot. It's pretty hot in this room and all that stuff. So excuse me on that one. If you're watching the video and you see me in different frames or whatnot. But anyway, so Kawhi, I think this all falls on Kawhi. But if Kawhi doesn't move to the Lakers, I can see LeBron being like, I'm going to do a 1 year, 1-on-1 option, 1 year, out back in, player option next year. Because 2019, you're going to have another big class. Kemba Walker, Klay Thompson, Kyrie Irving. They're going to be free agents. LeBron's always going to control his destiny. To me, where LeBron goes is similar to Brett Favre. I remember, any Packers fan remember back in the day when Brett Favre was doing the will he retire, won't he retire nonsense. It really was because he didn't want to deal with training camp. He didn't want to deal with the training camp. He just wanted to show up, play football. And Green Bay kind of did that dance for like 2 or 3 years. Until 1 year, they're like, you know what? We're not doing this no more. We're going with Aaron Rodgers. And, that was a great decision. Aaron Rodgers is a beast. And then Brett Favre went on to different teams. I think with LeBron, until he retires, he's going to have the stranglehold on the league. So everyone's kind of waiting. I know I got my phone here. I'm waiting for the Woj bonds between Woj and Shan from Yahoo. I'm trying to see what's happening right here. What domino of the free agency is going to happen first? Yesterday, beginning of the week, I was like, okay, he's staying in Cleveland for the family, and they're going to move around the roster. But LA's making moves. Even LeBron texted Kevin Durant yesterday. I know Stephen A. Smith said on First Take. I don't know how true that is. I know they're friends and all that, but I don't think Durant wants to play with LeBron. I think Durant is finally confident to think he can surpass LeBron. I do think Durant's a bitch for not going to the East when his free agency was up. Because when he was a free agent, he had a chance to go home and play in Washington with Bradley Beal and John Wall. But I don't think he was confident that he can bang with LeBron in the East and get to the finals. That's why he went to Golden State. Now that he got a few championships under his belt, now Kevin Durant's starting to get a little cocky, saying, I'm the best in the world. I'm the best in the world. I still don't know if he can beat LeBron, but we'll see. But I know he doesn't want to team up with LeBron to make that happen. That would have been even crazier if those two teamed up. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens in the offseason. I think LeBron's making a big decision in terms of his contract tomorrow. And who knows? Over the weekend, we might see a trade. I know July 4th is usually that day when something big pops open with the NBA all season. Last year was Gordon Hayward going to Boston, and the fuckery that happened with that because it got leaked out and Gordon Hayward, had to write a player's tribute. It was a mess. Year before that, Durant went to the Warriors. So who knows? July 4th, Independence Day, it might be LeBron the Lakers Day. It might be LeBron the Lakers Day. Anyway, this is another episode of Just My Take. I appreciate you guys watching this video. click the links down below to hear the audio form on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher Radio, and Google Play. It's available on all podcast platforms. I like to thank the supporters who have been helping me out, who have been giving me proper feedback. I'm just trying to give this show to the people. I know, I know during the week, a lot of us who work in corporate America, it can be a grind, it can be tough, and I'm just trying to provide some entertainment. I'm just trying to provide some entertainment and try to provide some entertainment and brighten up your weeks a little bit. Give you some of my takes on some stuff. And some of my friends recommended that I do a YouTube. They want to see the reaction. They want to see what I got to say. So I'm gonna put it on YouTube. Check it out. Subscribe. Share amongst your friends. If you like what I'm doing, tell your boys about it. Tell your girls about it. Say, hey, you gotta check this guy Dex PC5 out. Also, leave a rating on iTunes. That will give a boost to this show so it can be heard more amongst the masses of people. And hey, leave me your feedback and leave me your thoughts on certain topics. I would love to talk about people's questions or the rebuttals to it. And let's make this show more interactive. I'm all about just entertaining and giving a good show to listen to for 45 minutes to a half an hour of your week. Just trying to make something new. Anyway, this is Dexter K, aka Dex PC5. Thank you for listening to the episode. And just remember, everybody, whether you agree or disagree, it's just my take, baby. It's just my take. Peace.